Hello, welcome to my channel. It's me, Indoor Bear, and today we're talking about the Planet Zoo update coming on the 21st of June. So we'll be getting update 1.10 and the new conservation pack. I'm on the Planet Zoo forums to show you what comes with update 1.10 before we look at the conservation pack. It says here, it's nearly summer and the sun is shining, and what better way to celebrate than with some Planet Zoo news? Join us below as we take a look at what you expect in the free 1.10 update of Planet Zoo. If you missed it yesterday, check out the announcement of the Planet Zoo Conservation Pack, which we'll be doing later, which will be coming to you on the same day. So the first thing here is education stations. When the educators got an update in 1.9 where they were able to wander around the roaming educators, and that was cool. Now they get new immersive experience with education stations. These sound cool. There are new path facilities, when placed, will provide an item for child guests to interact with, and then gaining a minor education and happiness boost. These will have a set education topic and will not be able to be customized, but will come in 3 different types. The first one's height measuring stations, where they can compare your height against the giraffe and gorilla in your zoo. That seems interesting. That must be what this is here. That must be that. Soundboard station. Press a button and hear the sound from one of your animals in your zoo. Did you know they could make that sound? And then a paw print station. Compare your hands to the paws of the animal. How big is yours in comparison? Child guests interacting with your education stations will also boost your zoo's conservation rating, but be careful, they can be vandalized, which will require a repair from a mechanic or direct replacement from yourselves. So here you can see the child is measuring against the giraffe, and as expected, they're nowhere near their height. And I think that's the paw print right there. And that's cool. Group photos. Child guests aren't the only ones gaining a new behavior. Currently, guest groups take photos of animals, but now your guests will join each of them for even more fun by taking group photos. When this occurs, one member of the group will take the role of a photographer, while 1 to 5 others grouping together as subjects. From here they will line up and pose together to capture a snapshot and remembering the amazing time they had in your zoo. To prompt a group photo to be taken, guests must be viewing a habitat and have an overall happiness above 50%. Also, we'll be getting animal sniffing behavior. So your guests have gained some new behaviors, but what about your animals? Watch your animals engage with their surroundings even more with the new sniffing behavior. While some animals already have a sniff animation, this new feature adds sniffing as an active behavior for the majority of the animals in your zoos, but not all. See the list below for some which will be excluding. Oh, okay. When placing items in your habitat, the game will generate a set of sniff points that your animal can interact with. After all, they'll want to find the most interesting places to smell. These sniff points will exist per enclosure, and when a habitat is destroyed, they will be removed as well, and new ones will be regenerated if you rebuild or use the undo button. So make sure you're okay with this adjustment before doing any removals. So here's the list of animals that will not have it. Feel free to pause if you want to read it. And that must be a lion sniffing some flowers. Anything in the background? No. That's not all. Some of your animals can try their hands, or rather their voice, at a musical stardom. With the new animal chorus behavior, some animals, including the new Siamangs and in the conservation pack, are known to perform group calling as a social activity. This new behavior comes to Planet Zoo as the Arctic and Timberwolves, alongside the new Siamang, I think that's how you pronounce it, will be able to perform chorus calls with each other even while eating or climbing. There'll be a range of calls available which the chorus leader, who will start the chorus, will randomly select from and will continue until all the animals in the chorus have joined in. After this, they will either randomly select a new call and continue, or will end the behavior. New climbing enrichments. The new climbing frame can be used by animals to make use of thin climbing pieces. However, that's not all. For the new Siamangs, there will become a playground of high-flying fun thanks to the new braccation behavior, meaning that they'll swing from tree to tree, or climbing frame. That seems cool. Oh yes, small habitat gates. And that's pretty much self-explanatory, but if you have a small wall habitat, you no longer have to have a large door. That's good. That's good. So in 1.8, we got the counter versions of the shops, and here we're getting the rest of the shops as this. And that is update 1.10. I'll see you again after you look at the Conservation Pack trailer. In the Conservation Pack, we'll be getting 5 new endangered animals and over 150 new scenery pieces. The main animal here seems to be Mongolia's Przewalski's horse, and that is the last truly wild horse in the world and is listed as endangered. That is what this screenshot here is of. The Amur Leopard will also be in this pack, and that is from Russia and China, the border areas of those two countries. The Siamangs from earlier are in, and they come from protected areas of Indonesia and Malaysia. They are the largest of all gibbon monkeys. You can, the Scimitar-Horned oryx, which is an antelope from North America, is listed as extinct in the wild and will also be in this pack. And last but not least, the axolotl will be a new exhibit animal in this pack. Here it says, builders have a lot of exciting things coming to them too, with over 150 new scenery items to enjoy. Conservation is more than just animals, and to reflect that, you're in for a real treat with the foliage included in this pack. Plant life conservation is critical due to the unfortunate impact of monoculture and depletion of natural water resources. To highlight this aspect of conservation, we're adding some foliage pieces such as the tomato plant, fig tree, Korean pine. You can also create a haven of sweeping meadow flowers, including foliage such as buttercups, oxeye daisies, and poppies. Furthermore, you'll gain a range of other scenery items with a strong theme of self-sustainability, such as a set of wooden slat off-grid pieces, a new 3D printed concrete wall set, grass roof tiles, and even backstage display-only items such as a rake, hose, and wheelbarrow. So that will be good for building some backstage areas. Here you can see a Siamang building sanctuary. Those pieces are going to be new. Feeling inspired to take up your own conservation efforts, give it a try with the new time scenario. Head on over to Turtle Rock Wildlife Orphanage, where you'll be challenged to rescue, rehabilitate, document, and release as many animals as possible. Sustainability and education will also be a huge part of this scenario, so you'll need to power your zoo with renewable energy, host a range of plant diversity, and make sure there are plenty of educator areas for your guests to learn from. The Planet Zoo Conservation Pack will be available for purchase of €7.99, which is around $9.99 there. And if you want to be notified when the game is available, you can wish list it on Steam. Here it states, please remember that you'll only be able to enjoy the Planet Zoo Conservation Pack if you already own the base game of Planet Zoo. And that is everything in this update. We will resume Planet Zoo content on the 21st of June once this update is released. Thanks for watching.